Hello, everybody. We are
Hello.
live. So we're a little late on this live show.
Very, very.
As per usual. What else is new? But this is the live show for our April. It's May now. Yes, April.
Oh, wow.
Book. Strange the Dreamer.
I actually have a copy this time.
I thought that I was going to have to return this to the library before this live show. But I haven't gone, so it's right here.
So
I get to hold the book up. I was texting Alyssa beforehand, and I was like, I also have a copy. It does not, like, it's not going to help us, because she was talking about how she's got, like, tabs in hers, so we can, like, talk about her annotations, and I was like, I also have a copy. It's not going to help us, but it's fun to hold.
But I got one.
I want to be a part of the club.
Yeah, I have... Oh, wow. What is this? Yeah, I took major notes the first time I read this. I got these. This one is front and back. I got...
Thanks, past Alyssa.
Oh, I know, for real. She's coming in clutch. I got this one. I've never done this for a book before either. So I don't know.
Funny.
Yeah, I was flipping through. I was like, what the heck?
So past the index cards. So funny. But yeah, so this was the April book. We both got to it this month. So we didn't even read it last month. In my defense, I was sick in April. So that's why I did not
I got swarmed with finals and it was just not fun. So I was like, I'm gonna be reading this late.
Yeah. It's one of those months. So I got this from the library. I did not even read it physically.
Oh yeah, you did audiobook. I forgot.
I listened to the audiobook. I was prepared this month, okay, because I was nervous for this book. Okay, here's my little Laini Taylor backstory if you guys do not know it. So, in 2014, wow, so a decade ago. That's crazy.
That was a long time ago.
Whoa.
What the heck?
It was my first full year of watching BookTube. It's very exciting. I discovered BookTube late 2013. And so 2014, I was like catching up on all the popular books. Okay, I was reading the Shadowhunter books. I was reading all of these fantastic books.
Oh, the time.
Mortal Instruments, fantastic is yeah. At the time, I was like, yes, fantastic. And Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor was super duper popular. Caddytastic loved it, and Caddytastic was my booktuber. Like she's the one who introduced me to BookTube actually via her writing videos. So technically, I found AuthorTube first.
That's cute.
Yeah,
I forgot about that factoid.
I know, I was like so little, and I was like, how to write a book, writing.
Little baby.
I was like determined to finally write my first book. Anyways, so she loved Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. Obviously, she loves it. I'm gonna love it. I did not love it. I think I was really enjoying the first half. I think I was really there the first 50 pages, but I was enjoying the first half. Okay, it starts off. You've not read them, have you?
No.
Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Okay. So from what I can remember, the book opens up with like Karoo. Shocked that I even remember her name. Like I was filming my weekend reading vlog and I was talking about Funny Story, and every time I picked up the camera, I forgot the characters' names. But I can remember Karoo.
You remember these from 2014. That's
Karoo. Funny. Like what a weird name. And I couldn't remember like Miles.
That's hilarious.
Still cannot tell you the main character's name of Funny Story. It's like Daphne. Okay. Anyways. So Karoo is like an art student, I believe, at the beginning of the book. And she was doing like an art class, and then the love interest like came in, and I was like, yes, love these vibes. Art student, love interest, I'm living. And then it just like took a turn where it became too fantasy for me. It was just like, I don't know what's going on. I think they were like flying at one point. I'm like, what is happening? I think it was too much for my little puny brain, and it's still too much for my puny little brain. So did not love that book. I've yet to continue the series. I'm not continuing.
I was just about to say, I don't think you're gonna continue.
Brittany. So I've never wanted to pick this book up. Never. But this year, I was like, I'm entering my fantasy era. I've read so many good fantasy books this year. So I don't know if it's actually so many or if it just feels like a lot. I actually don't even think I've read that many, but I've read I think at least one fantasy book a month from the beginning of the year. Whether that be a reread or not, who's to say? But anyways, So I was like, this is the time for me to try reading this book. Plus, it's it's one of your favorite books, and so I was like, it's time that I give it a shot. So this is a first edition.
Ooh,
I just realized that it's got the 10-1 countdown at the bottom. Exciting. I was just checking to see when this book came out. 2017.
I think mine is too.
Oh, exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, so I was prepared this month. That was a really roundabout way to say I was prepared because I was scared I was not going to like this book. And so I made sure I had the audiobook available to me and I wanted the physical book. And I was planning at the beginning to read them like in tandem, listen to the audiobook, read physically. And I did that. But the problem is that I read faster than Libby can read it to me because you can't go faster than 2 times speed. So I read faster. So I was just naturally like reading ahead and I'm like, this is not the vibe. And I also
can go faster than 2.5.
Not on Libby. Libby's just 2.
I listened to Lost in the Neverwoods on 3.
On Libby?
Yeah.
It doesn't let me.
I think there's like a
I don't even have an audiobook I can test this on right now. Just download something random.
Yeah, because I listened to that one on 3 at the end because it was too slow.
Available now, please. I need to test this. I'm pretty sure I just tested this. Why won't it give me available now? I feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
Let me see if I can.
I'm just gonna mute myself while
I just borrowed a really random one. Yeah, there's a little fine-tune adjuster here, and you can go all the way up to 3.
I thought that like changed like the tone of how it was like read to you. Hold on a damn minute. Have you just changed my life? Available now. Hello. Sure. We're getting so off track. Anyways.
That's okay. This is important.
It is. Because like I was really struggling. I'm like, I'm reading way too fast for this. Whoa.
Did you find it?
Yeah. I literally this whole time because like I thought this would change like
the
make
tone.
it make it like high pitched or something. I was like, why the fuck would I want that? Because like when you
Yeah.
go here on the side, like you can't scroll past 2. Whoa, you just changed my life. Okay. My parents are gonna think I'm even crazier now. Fuck this.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Literally was watching Katie's reading on 2 times speed yesterday. My mom's like,
I can't watch anything under 2 times. I watched like a premiere of a video the other day and it was torture. I'm like, this is so slow.
Yeah. Like I have not yet gone to the point where I have to watch like shows or things like that in 2 times speed because I think on Netflix you can change it, and I think I did it once just to get through like an episode faster when I was like doing my hair, so I wanted to watch the whole thing. But yeah, for shows and like movies I can watch 1 times, but like YouTube, and then I was watching somebody and they were talking so slow that I thought I had them on regular speed, and I went to check.
That happens to me too.
It was on 2 times, and I'm like, this person must be talking like 1 word per like 30 seconds. It was really painful. Anyways, so I was prepared and started the book. And me and Alyssa have now realized that we should test out books before we choose them for a month. I need to read a sample if we're going to be reading a fantasy book like this. Because I knew from that first like little like was it a prologue at the beginning? Yeah, I knew from that I wasn't going to like this book.
Yeah, she texted me. She was like, Alyssa, we have a problem.
And I don't want to be mean. I did enjoy parts of this book. Like, it wasn't like I didn't hate it. I don't have any like strong feelings towards it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of indifferent to it. But I knew from the beginning, I was like, if I had read a sample of this, I would have said, I am not in the mood for this. I can't handle this. Because I truly was like not in the mood for this kind of fantasy. Not like I think I ever really am. I think Laini Taylor and me, we just don't mesh, you know? I think my opinions on this are very, very subjective. I'm not saying objectively it's a bad book or like objectively it's not like whatever. Not for me, you know?
Yeah. Because you did say towards the end you started to be more like interested in it, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I was kind of getting invested a little bit in like the little romance that was happening, and like some plot points did like have my jaw on the ground a little bit. And like you're reading Muse and Nightmares right now, and I said, please tell me all your thoughts so that I don't have to read it, but I can know what happens. Because I'm not putting myself through another book this fat.
Yeah. Speaking of guys, First chapter, there are characters named Cora and Nova, and those are my dogs' names.
Wild.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
what
crazy.
are the chances of that?
Yeah. I haven't read past that yet because I'm still shook.
It just took you out.
Yeah, I can't get over it. I'm just like, oh, these are my little puppies.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your experience with this book? Because this was a reread for you. We don't often do rereads for you that are not also rereads for me.
I think this is my first reread that we've done for the book club. So
that's not like a mutual reread because there might have been a Darker Shade of Magic.
Oh, Six of Crows and a Darker Shade of Magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Six of Crows was one where it was just you rereading it, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Six of Crows. I got too excited just then. I was like mixing it with vlog.
Six of Crows.
Oh, jeez. Six of Crows vlog on my channel. Coming soon because I reread them.
So excited. It's going to be so good.
Anyways, your experience. Strange the Dreamer.
Yes. I liked it, and I don't think I liked it as much as I did the first time that I read it. I think it's because I knew it was going to happen. But like the first time I was just so invested in like figuring out like the mystery of Weep and like Laszlo and all of that stuff. But like as I read, I was like remembering things. So it was nice to be back in the world, but I didn't feel like the same pull that I did the first time that I read it.
That's the worst. I hate when that happens.
Yeah. But I'm excited to read the second book finally after all these years, especially with how this ended. I forgot like the level that it ended on.
The ending got me. The ending got me. Like I was like,
yeah.
And I was like feeling for the characters, and I was like, was not expecting that to happen. And I was like texting you reactions, and I was like, Laszlo is blue now.
Yeah. And then she sent a gif of Papa Smurf.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I got this like side note. TikTok on my For You page fed me a TikTok from the official Papa Smurf. Maybe this is why. I've been wondering why this happened, and maybe it's because I used a Papa Smurf gif.
Yeah.
Theory. Because I've never looked up the Smurfs anything. And I never talk about the Smurfs. I like the Smurfs, but I never talk about it. I also rewatched The Hating Game, and Lucy has a thing for the Smurfs.
Oh, that could
have been it too. Anyways, wow, just like unraveling my life here. Anyways, TikTok fed me a TikTok from the Papa Smurf official account, and it was like a thirst trap for Papa Smurf.
What?
I will send it to you later. It was disturbing.
Please. That is so weird.
It was like him calling himself Daddy, and I'm like,
oh,
it'd be less weird if like, I think it's from like there's like a new TV show I think for the Smurfs. And he sounds not like Papa Smurf. He doesn't sound like an old. Oh, did you hear that?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna exit out of Facebook because I feel it's gonna distract me. But like, if he just called himself Papa, that'd be fine. But Daddy has such a sexual like thing around it now that for him to say it the way that he was saying it, like they knew what they were doing, and then the official Papa Smurf account like just took it and ran with it.
Smurfs. What are you trying to do?
Literally. Like, it wasn't even like Hefty Smurf. No. It was Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Calling himself Daddy. He's like, I'm your daddy. And I'm like, no.
Okay, sir.
I will. No, I'm going to send it to you right now.
That's so, like, random, too.
Oh my god. Like, I was like literally just like scrolling through TikTok and I was assaulted by a thirst trap for Papa Smurf. Okay, I'm sending it to you on TikTok.
Okay.
Oh god, I hate it. Like, it's literally like an edit for Papa Smurf, officially by the Papa Smurf account. It was disturbing as hell.
The wig! What is this? I'm watching it again.
It's like a train wreck that you can't look away from.
It's the wink at the end. I can't see. Wow. I'm crying.
Oh my god. I showed it to my mom and she's like, I don't get it. Like, I was expecting her to be like, I show it to my sibling and they were equally as disturbed as I was. I show it to my mom and she's like, I don't get it.
Oh.
I'm like, Daddy is like, like a sexualized thing now. She's like, yeah, I don't get it. And I was like, Mom, it's disturbing because his Papa's more of calling himself. He's like, I'm your daddy. Like, she didn't get it, and it was disappointing. Then my dad just kind of looked at it blank face. I was just like, you guys aren't getting it.
I'm gonna have to send it to Dev.
Please show everybody you know. Send it to your sisters. Just show.
Oh yeah, they would probably cry. I'm gonna send it to them right now.
Oh, so disturbing. Oh my god, like I swear these like in the age of TikTok, these like official accounts for like companies or like whatever, like they're unhinged.
They're
unhinged.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My eyelashes are sticking together now.
I got like a hair on my lip.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, Laszlo was blue and it
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny though how Sion, that's how you say his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a random name. I was thinking it just sounds.
You know how to read them and like their spellings of them, and I know how they're pronounced. I just could not tell you how they're spelled.
Yeah, it's Thyon, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but it just sounds like Sion with a lisp.
What's the girl's name?
Sarai.
Yeah, was I spelling that right when we were texting?
It's Sarai. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, you put an O.
Sarai.
Yeah,
weird,
but it makes sense. Yeah.
I know. Like, what's the God's born? How's that? It's like God's born or God's born.
Not that one. I read it as God spawn.
Is God spawn?
Yeah.
I thought it was God's born. Like born, God, like God's born.
Spawn. Yeah, like
God spawn.
Oh God. Yeah.
Whoever narrated this audiobook did not make that clear.
God
spawn?
Yeah, God spawn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they even like Laszlo and Sarai, they had a whole conversation about how he hated it, how it was called, because spawn is usually like from a demon, and they're like, oh yeah,
spawn.
Yeah.
Whoa, I must have checked out.
Yeah, you were probably just like zoning out.
I was just coasting. I was like, yeah.
Autopilot.
Honestly, could not tell you. Like, the mystery of Weep. Head of tape. No idea.
Yeah.
The Citadel. What's that? Like, are they like in the sky?
Yeah. I completely forgot that the Citadel was like a statue. I completely forgot.
Is that a thing? I was picturing like a weird building of some sort.
I was too. I was picturing it just like a circle and then just like pillars. But it was a whole person, like a statue.
Head empty.
Yeah, right when she finished the book, she's like, can we please schedule this as soon as we can? Because I'm not gonna remember anything.
Like, I remember literally nothing.
Yeah.
Besides like romance.
Yeah.
And Laszlo turning blue.
Yeah.
And like that weird like child leader person.
Minya.
Minya, using ghosts.
Yeah, she was scary.
She was psychotic.
But honestly, I understand why. But like,
I guess I don't know anything.
The thing that made me so angry that I forgot about is that she started to control Sarai at the end. I was like, girl, that's your sister. That's her sister.
Yeah. Like, things did get pretty intense at the end there. Didn't like that Sarai died. Like, poor Laszlo.
I know.
But like, and he's blue now, which I'm just really hung up on, I guess. I mean, like, okay, I think I texted you and I was like, I should have seen that coming. That he was Godspawn.
Yeah.
And if I'd been like thinking about it, I probably would have seen that coming.
I don't think I pieced that together the first time I read it either. But like this whole time, like I thought that he turned blue, but like I was like I felt like that was it. But then I saw like the parts where like he touched the metal and then he'd be gray. And then he was gray as a baby. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
See, I think me and Laini Taylor, like, her fantasies are just a little bit too weird for me. Like, I like for things to, like, even if it's a high fantasy, I like for it to be somewhat, I guess, grounded in reality. Or, like, real things. And I'm like, I feel like her characters are always different colors.
Oh, yeah, because isn't Daughter and Smoke of Bone, isn't she blue, too?
I feel like
or she has blue hair, I think.
She's blue hair, but I feel like at one point there's like a purple person or something, or like I don't know. They did a decade ago, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I think, and like also her writing, objectively, like it's nice writing. It's just not my kind of writing. I just realized I could have looked in this book this entire time to know how things were spelled. I've had this at my disposal this entire freaking time. Are you kidding me? That's how you spell Errol Fane?
Yeah. Erilsane with a dash.
Whoa.
Yeah, I only read, I think, like 50 pages physically, and then I switched to my Kindle.
This is like blowing my mind. But Laszlo was not a prince. He was a god. And this was not.
Yep.
Ah, Sarai. Is he?
Yep.
I can't believe it's God's spawn. That makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know like what any of my tab colors mean because I didn't put an annotation key when I first read this.
You can't figure it out with like context clues?
I think I can. I think purple is like things I like. Green is character. Blue is like quotes. I think it's like my same. Yellow is plot. I don't know if red is angry or if that's also plot. Or maybe yellow's important. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's like foreshadowing.
My annotation system's usually the same. And if I do end up changing something specific, I'll like put a key at the beginning. But like in like my old annotations, like because they're different than they are now, I just like have to like look at the context clues or just like remember what they used to be. It's always annoying when I go back to like annotate a book again that like I annotated at the beginning of my annotation journey because then I have to revert back to how I used to annotate. Like it's different if it's just like tab, but like if I actually like wrote in it, like I'm pretty sure like Simon Versus, which is like up there, I'm pretty sure that's like my old annotation. Like I annotated that book like 3 times or something stupid.
I love that book. And then I have just one random orange tab, and then I have a singular pink tab, which is my romance. Why don't I have more than that?
Only one? That was like the only thing I cared about. That was the only thing I cared about in this whole book. Which you know what is fair.
He kissed Sarai, and he said you've ruined my tongue for all other tastes. That was a good spot. And then I wrote a million hearts next to it.
Oh, love that. I didn't feel that kind of way about it, but
yeah, I didn't this time around, but I guess I did the first time.
I think it's because I was just trying to grasp onto anything that I could like connect to and enjoy. So I was like, obviously, I'm gonna like grasp onto a romance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think, yeah. I do think I'm more like if I'm going to enjoy fantasy, there has to be like a good romance for me to like really connect to it. I'm just trying to think of like all the other fantasies that I like. Like Dark Shadow Magic. Love it. Love the world building, love the characters, but like Kel and Lila. Why am I blanking? Rye. Alucard. I don't know why I was blanking on his name there for a second.
I was just waiting.
There's a lot of R names in fantasy books.
There are.
Wild. Anyways. Who's your favorite character? I'm trying to think of things to think about here. Things to talk about.
I liked, what's her name? She was one of Sarai's siblings. The one that starts with an S. Is it Sparrow? I like her. Is it Sparrow?
Sounds about right to me.
Sparrow.
I know Ruby.
Yeah, she's silly.
That's like a normal person's name.
Yeah, it is Sparrow.
Solid.
Aw. She's cute.
Aw.
Yeah, I like her. I feel like I wish she got more page time.
Could not tell you a single thing about her.
Yeah. What did you think of all the other god spawns?
That's all the blue people, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, don't know their names. I like Sarai, I guess. Minya was psychotic. She's a sociopath.
She's scary.
I also just the way that like the audiobook narrator like narrated it was very like shrill and like childish, which like makes sense. Where she's like, stop talking.
Yeah.
Like it worked for her
She was
character, but
stuck in a 6-year-old body.
yeah, crazy.
Which that wasn't really explained in this book, right? Like, did she just choose not to age, or did she like use too much of her power that it like stopped her from aging?
I don't understand anything. So
Yeah,
you're asking.
I don't think that was explained.
Who are the other characters? There was the dude.
Farrell. His name is funny to me.
Yeah, and he had, was it him and Ruby who were like sleeping together?
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing. I don't know. I didn't really have any opinions on anybody beyond Sarai and Minya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whose power was your favorite?
Ew, there's like something stuck in the pages of this book.
Ew.
It's like the magic of library books. You always find weird things. I remember Sarai's power was like dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she explodes moths and then she can go into people's dreams. Which honestly, that would be so confusing because she can see through the eyes of every moth. Like, how does she not get sick? I would throw up.
How does she keep track of everything? Because she's like having full on like conversations with Laszlo, full on like romance with Laszlo. But then she's also keeping an eye on like her dad.
Yeah, and then she's also like conscious in the Citadel, so like she's walking around and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, how is she doing that? I would be sick.
I can barely just be conscious in my one body and my one mind.
Literally. Yeah, and she has 101.
She's stronger than I. Minya controls ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the other ones.
Sparrow, she can grow things if she has like seeds. And then Farrell, he steals like weather from nearby places and brings it there. So like he can snow or rain or thunderstorm. Yeah, he can't just make it out of nowhere. He has to steal it from like nearby places.
Interesting.
And then Ruby is just a fire.
Yes, that I remember.
Mm-hmm. And then Laszlo, he can control the metal, right? That's his.
Sure.
I think it is. So then that means he's Minya's brother.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. But it was weird though too, because in the beginning of the book, like when they were talking about all their powers, they said that the power that like the babies get, like it's like randomized and it doesn't really have to do anything with their parents. So like, does that mean Laszlo could be anybody? And he just happened to get the same power? Or maybe. I don't know. That would be gross. Not another City of Bones, but
except that wasn't real.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay then. Yeah. I truly like. I'm just head empty on this book. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what to talk about.
The moths kind of freaked me out. I didn't really like the moths.
See, I kind of thought that like, because I didn't fully remember the end of the book. I just remember that she died. But like, I was thinking about like, since she died when her moths were out, since that's technically part of her spirit, wouldn't like she's technically still be alive because like the moths, and then they just go back in her body and she somehow be alive. But I guess that wasn't the case because she's dead. So, dead.
Yeah, I think my jaw dropped when she died.
Mm-hmm.
And like Laszlo found her. How sad. There was another part where my jaw dropped. Probably when he turned blue, but I think there was another moment, and I just don't remember at all what it was.
It might be when the guy blew up the thing.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. I don't think I had any reaction to that.
Yeah. It was just so random too. Like we didn't see any of him, and then all of a sudden we were getting like POVs from him being angry. I was like, oh.
I must have zoned out during that.
Hello, sir. Yeah. Because there were a couple times where he was just watching Scion, like he was just stalking him, and then there were parts where he was getting mad because they were teasing him, and he just decided he's just gonna take matters into his own hands and blow things up.
Yeah, truly. I have no memories.
And then he died. He died anyways.
I remember someone dying.
Yeah.
I Like, I feel like when I was listening to this audiobook, I was like either getting ready for bed, like trying to fall asleep, or like doing makeup, so I wasn't like fully paying attention. I think I did a little bit of it while doing my bullet journal, so like I extra was not paying attention. So I just honestly, at this point, I was like, essentially, it was like the equivalent of like skim reading, was just like not paying attention fully. Because I just knew that like I wanted to just get to the end. Like 100%, if this was not for the book club, I would have DNF'd it after the first chapter. Like I would have read the prologue, I would have given it a shot, read the first chapter, and then I would have DNF'd it because I just like, not because it was bad, just because I knew that it wasn't going to be the book for me.
Yeah, I feel like how you feel about this book. I don't know if you'd like the Starless Sea because it's kind of like the same vibe. Like I don't think you'd like it. Yeah.
My audiobook hold keeps coming in and I keep delaying it.
Yeah.
Because I did not like the Night Circus.
Yeah, I don't think you like it though. Which is sad because I love that book too.
Is this the book where everyone talks about like if you love books about books or like then you'll love this book, or like people talk about love of books with this one because like he works in the library, or is that the Starless Sea? I keep getting confused in my head.
I think it's technically both of them. But I think the Starless Sea more so because the whole plot of that one is he goes to his college library and he finds a book that's about his life.
Right. So. Okay. You know what I think happened? I think I was meshing these two plots in my brain. So the entire time I was kind of thinking that plot was going to like make a play.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like the book part of this is like nothing. And I'm like, what are people talking about? But I think I was thinking of the Starless Sea.
Probably.
Damn. Okay. So I think that also played. That was just my brain lumping these two books together. Because I decided to give them a chance like around the same time and like put holes on them both.
Yeah.
I think I'll still potentially like give the Starless Sea a chance, but like we specifically did not choose it for an option for the book club because that one I was more nervous about than this one for some reason. Yeah.
I think it's probably because, well, I guess you did read Daughter of Smoke-and-Bone and you said you didn't like that in Night Circus. You didn't like it. I don't know.
I was kind of hoping that like Daughter of Smoke-and-Bone was more like circumstance of like I was young and like newer to reading like really high fantasies. But even then, like I read more high fantasy back then than I do now. Like I was reading Throne of Glass, I was reading ACOTAR. Well, ACOTAR not yet. That was the next year, but actually, no, Throne of Glass was also the next year. So that just made my whole point like moot. Yeah, I read both of those when I was like doing booktube. ACOTAR came out in 2015. So
you've been doing booktube for a long time.
Yep, 9 years.
Jeez, that's nuts. I started my first channel when I was 15, I think, and then I stopped when I was 16 or 17, and then I started up again when I was 20.
Technically, I was still 14 because it was March and I'm 15 in July, but it was 2015, so I was like basically 15.
Wow.
I know. My parents always forget how long it's been because like I was mentioning Haley because I got her book up there. And I was like, we've been friends since like 2015. Like we met through YouTube, and my mom was like, 2015?
Oh,
that long? And I was like,
yeah, you've known Haley for a long time. Oh, and you and her acknowledgement. Stunning.
I truly was just expecting to have like one sentence at most, or like just my name. There's like a whole nice little paragraph.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and I got all teary. I was like, it's so sweet.
Anyways, This Ravenous Fate, Haley Dennings. Y'all should read it. I haven't read it yet, but I'm reading it next month, and I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah. I don't really know if I have anything to talk about. Like anything else. Yeah. What was your what plot things do you remember the most?
I feel like everything we've just talked about. Yeah. I don't know if there's like anything else floating in my brain. I liked all the dreams with Laszlo and Sarai. They were like imaginative and fun and kind of cute. Yeah, I told you, head empty. Like all thoughts left my brain.
I guess I'll read my index cards. So this one was page 57. So it says, wow, I love this book so much already. It feels like
Wow,
I've read
wow.
so much. That's literally
Wow, wow.
wow. The writing is so magical, and don't even get me started on Laszlo. He's just so pure. I feel like we haven't seen the last of Thaon yet, at least I hope. I'm intrigued by his character. I can't wait to see what else the story has to offer. I'm also annotating in pencil because I'm too nervous to use pen in this book for some reason. LOL. Hopefully when/if I reread this, I will, because that would be so much fun. And then on the back, I wrote to update May 9th, 2024 using pen. Because I was annotating in pen.
When did you first read this book?
I think I have it on here. Let's see. Hello. 2019.
2019.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
No. Well, yeah, it was. It was 5 years ago.
It was. Yeah, but it feels like I read it like, I don't know. And then I have another one. This index card has been through it. I don't know what happened. But this is on page 140. And I put, it honestly makes me so frustrated that Thaon is basically taking all the glory for Laszlo's works and he's not even saying it to anyone. And the fact they didn't even let Laszlo have an interview with Errol Fane, he would have been impressed.
Yeah, see, I didn't really understand any of that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that What's-His-Face, like, took Laszlo's, like, idea or whatever and, like, ran with it.
Yeah. And then I have another one. I don't even think this is from... What is this from? This is one I was using as my bookmark. But it has Spectralis or Lys. Oh, those are animals. And then they have the Tizercan warriors. They have the Bitagors. And then the Ravids. So I guess that was in here. And then I have my last index cards for when I finish the book. Yeah, January 12th. I finished this book at 1:24 a.m.
Oh.
12:34. That's kind of magical.
A little bit.
I wrote, holy smokes, this book was so good. From the first page, I was so interested, and by chapter 4 or something, I was in love with Laszlo Strange. He's just so pure. Again, calling him pure. There was just something about Laini's writing in this world, and it made me want to study deep and learn more about it. During the middle portion, I was really enjoying it, but I just felt like something was missing, and I got scared I wouldn't love it, the rest of the story, as much as the beginning. But then the ending happened, and in my head, I was literally screaming the whole time. This book was really slow paced, and I would usually dislike slow books, but I loved it in this story. And the romance was really insta-lovey, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I really love both of these characters, so I think I can let it slide. There's so much more I want to say, but I don't know who might read this, maybe even before reading the book, so I won't spoil.
What?
But I'm so excited to read the next book. I want to learn even more about the characters, especially Thaon, and just more about Weep. Plus, I need answers. I also low-key want to do a reread.
Interesting.
Yeah,
took you 5 years to do a reread, and you never read the second
literally one. Never read the second one. And then I just wrote about their powers. So I got Feral. He's a cloud. Cloud thief. Controls cloud. Ruby, bonfire, fire, 15. Sparrow, orchid witch, 16. Can make plants grow. Minya, 6. Actually, the oldest doesn't age for unknown reason. Controls the dead. And then Sarai, he's a nightmare, screams moths, can go into people's dreams.
Laini Taylor lives in Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
I love Portland, Oregon.
I guess we could also go through my quote tabs, because those are the only ones that I only have 3 of them. So one of them is with Master Hyrokin. Is that how you say it? Hyrokin? He said, life won't just happen to you. You have to happen to it. Remember, the spirit grows sluggish when you neglect its passion. I was like,
Wait, why does that remind me of The Summer I Turned Pretty? I'm rewatching the show right now, and in season 2, there's a line where Susanna says, remember, life's not just happening to you, you're also happening... No, the world's not just happening to you, you're also happening to the world.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I love quotes like that. And then I have another one where it said, "It was impossible, of course, but when did that ever stop any dreamer from dreaming?"
That line. I like that line.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
And
that.
then the only other quote I have tabbed is, "Dream up something wild and improbable."
Cute. Like, I do...
Literally. Wait. There was one part where he was talking to somebody. It was the thief girl. Sorry, I cut you off, by the way.
It's okay.
And then I wrote next to it when she was saying, like, who he could be. I was like, plot twist, he is from Glee. Just a guess. LOL. Literally knew that from page 100.
That's so funny. I was gonna say that I do like Laini Taylor's writing. Like, I think some parts were very quotable, like all the ones that you just did. I just think in general, more like flowery or like whimsical kind of writing is not for me. Which is so sad. I wish that it was, but it's just not.
I mean, V. Schwab kind of has like flowery, magical writing, but hers is like a different. It's like a different level. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know what it
like
is.
This one feels more like storytelling, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know. There's something about V. Schwab's writing that just captures me, and
Literally
I think that's like I think the most flowery writing from authors that I can think of that I actually enjoy would be V.E. Schwab, and also like Tahara Mafi. But Tahara Mafi's writing style really like shifts depending what book she's writing, which I think is very talented of her. Because like in Shatter Me, the writing just in general progresses so much because of the headspace that like Juliet is in, which I really like.
It makes me so sad though that people just don't understand. Like the writing style was intentional.
I think I would hope they would understand it. It's just not their thing, which is like totally fair. But like, oh, I love it. Like the repetition. Like I strive to be like her when I was like 18. Like I wrote like a little short story, and I was totally emulating her writing style for that. Love the strikeouts. Like amazing, so good. But then like for like her middle grade, like her 2 middle grade books, like that's very like fairy tale-esque and very whimsical, and very like weird. But like that fits the book, and it like worked for me.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember exactly how the writing style was in A Very Large Expanse of Sea. I haven't read An Emotion of Great Delight yet. But I remember liking it in A Very Large Expanse of Sea. I remember thinking that her writing worked in contemporary, which was nice because that was like her first foray. Well, I guess not really contemporary because it was set like right after 9/11, but like real world. Yeah, I think those are like the 2 authors that have like the most flowery kind of writing that I read.
Yeah, I think mine is just V.E. Schwab. I can't really think of anybody else.
Yeah,
and Marissa Meyer. I don't know if she's
hers isn't flowery. No. And like I don't know what makes or breaks it for me. Like I don't know what it is about those authors and their writing that works for me, and what about Laini Taylor's doesn't work for me. Like I don't know. Something to think about.
It needs to be studied.
It does. How does my brain work? Why do I like the things that I like? Why do I dislike the things that I dislike? Why am I so particular about fantasy books? I don't know. I think I just really need to like hone down what about a fantasy book I enjoy, and like really like look at the ones that I do enjoy. I think it's all down to like characters. Or not all down, but like I'm a huge character-driven reader. Like I have to like have a strong connection to the characters, to the point where like I don't care what's going on in the plot.
Yeah, if I don't like the characters, I'm not gonna like the story.
Maggie Stiefvater, I feel like hers is a bit not flowery per se, but like a bit different. But the Raven Boys, love those characters so much. I do not know what's going on. Do not care what's going on.
Literally,
I'm just there for the vibes.
I have no thoughts when I read.
Right, like could not.
Like I can't even tell you. Series. Yeah, exactly. And I've read the first book like 3 times. But like,
I've read the whole series like twice. I've read the first book like 3 times, I think, because I had to reread it a few times before I finally finished the series. But yeah, like I don't know. It's definitely characters for me, and then I think some part of it needs to be rooted in like a reality type thing. Like A Darker Shade of Magic is high fantasy because it's set in alternate versions of London, but it's still set in like London. So like real world things still apply.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Yeah. And then like Shatter Me like borders the line of like dystopian and fantasy. Where like it starts out primarily I guess it's always been like a little bit fantasy because they got like superhero powers, but it just like gets more as you go on. I think it was definitely like marketed as just being a dystopian, probably because of the time that it came out. It was like in the dystopian boom. Yeah, I don't know. Something to think about. I gotta think about what I like about fantasy books so that I can better choose the fantasy books. I know I like ghosties.
Oh, ghosts are
like paranormal.
Love them.
I'm just a paranormal girly. Maybe that's it. I need my like ghosts.
I feel like Soul Screamer started that for you.
You know what? That's not even the beginning. It's not.
Really.
Kelly Armstrong was a huge early love for me. They had werewolves and necromancers and it was good times. There was also another series called, it was like the Dead Is series. Every title of the book would be like Dead Is something. It's like Dead is the New Black. Dead is like whatever.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of that before.
That was by Marlene Perez. I loved those books. There's still one book in it that I haven't read because it came out like as I was like getting out of those books and like reading other things. And I did try rereading the books. I reread the first one a handful of years ago, and it just like didn't quite hit the same. But like I always think about it, so I think I'm gonna reread them again and give them like a proper shot this time because that's also like werewolves and like I can't even remember all the like paranormal creatures in it, but it was like just like drama, good times. Plus like romance, love it. Like she was like falling in love with a werewolf, and I was Team Jacob in Twilight. So Twilight probably was like the real start of it, maybe.
Yeah.
I read that when I was like 10 or 11. I'm trying to think of like what other like early influences. I don't know.
There was an annotation I put. I don't know the context because I don't feel like reading it, but I just put who sleeps with the windows open.
My mom does.
Yeah, I do too now. But at the time, I was like, couldn't even think of doing that.
See, I've never been in a situation where I could have my window open because like I can't just have it open. I don't want bugs in my room. So like in the old house, my window just like didn't open. Like it was like shut. Like it wouldn't open. It was like super difficult to open. And it was like a bigger window, and like it was just like sliding up, and it was just like this big open thing. There was no screen in the window. So that was never an option. Same in my old bedroom in that house, which ended up being the room that was like I was writing in with my desk. That was like the same kind of window. And then in this house, my grandmother's house, there is like a really like long window, and there was a screen in it. And I had the window open when we first moved in. And then I don't know where the screen went, but it's not there no more. And we like looked down thinking it just like fell out.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. So it must have flown away or something. Like I don't know where it went.
How do you lose a screen?
Dude, I don't know. It just like popped out. And I need to like think about the cats. Cats are my main priority. They cannot escape. But in the new house, it should hopefully be better. I've got 2 windows on either side of my bed, which is gonna be nice. And then I've got balcony doors in the office. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, they tilt open at the top, so like I don't have to have the doors open. I can just like tilt them open at the top. So, like cats can't get out. I get some air. I probably won't do that though, just because I really hate bugs. I don't want bugs.
Oh yeah, bugs are awful.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm out of stuff to talk about.
Dude, same. I've been out of things to talk about this entire time. I feel so bad.
That is okay. I feel like since it is a reread for me and I didn't like it as much as I did the first time, I just don't really have much to say.
It's disappointing. That's always the worst because there's always that fear when you like reread like a favorite book that it's not going to hit the same. And I have a couple of books that I've yet to reread that I'm scared to reread.
Yeah, terrified.
Or like you have such like a visceral reaction to it the first time that like you're scared when you reread it. It's not going to like have the exact same reaction. For me, that book is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. Because that book absolutely tore me to pieces. I've never cried so hysterically over a book before. Like not even like The Fault in Our Stars, like nothing that's made me cry. Like Second Chance Summer. And so I'm terrified for two reasons. I'm terrified that I'm either going to read it and I'm going to have the exact same reaction and then I'm going to be hysterically crying, or two, that I'm not going to have the same reaction and it's going to be disappointing because that's like one of my favorite reading memories.
Yeah.
Just on a road trip, middle of the night, reading by like phone flashlight and like street lamps. And, sobbing hysterically, my parents being like, what is wrong with you? And then having to find like a stray napkin in the car because I was like naughty, disgusting. Oh, you need to read that book. It's good.
I do. I've only read one Morgan Matson book and I don't remember which one it is.
Since You've Been Gone? The Unexpected Everything?
That one. That's the one with the truck and the dog on the cover, right? Yes. Yeah.
That one's good.
Because didn't the dog eat like a box of chocolate and then she had to go over? Yeah.
Love that book. Yeah. I've also like never reread a Morgan Matson book besides The Unexpected Everything. I've tried, and for some reason I never finished the reread. Like I don't have the books with me because they're in storage, but I have a bookmark in Amy and Roger's Epic Detour and in Since You've Been Gone.
Ooh.
Since You've Been Gone was always my favorite, but then like I could never finish my reread for some reason, and so now it's just like default The Unexpected Everything.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? Or like I've been thinking about it a lot the past few days while I've been rewatching The Summer I Turned Pretty. Jenny Han has not published a book since 2017.
Yeah.
Blows my mind every time I think about it. Because truly, she published the final book in the To All the Boys trilogy, and then she was just like on a whirlwind of like doing the 3 movies and then doing The Summer I Turned Pretty. I miss her books, man.
I wonder when she's gonna publish another one.
I didn't think about that until just now. She's talked about it. But I can't remember exactly what she said. I think she possibly said that like she's going to or she wants to, but she's just been so busy because obviously she has been so involved with all of her different like movie projects. Because like To All the Boys, I'm pretty sure she was on set the entire time, and those were filmed here. And then she's like a producer and writer on The Summer I Turned Pretty, so she's on set every day for that too. I'm pretty sure she's in the editing room when they're editing the seasons. So she's in, I believe, North Carolina every time they do that. And then I don't think she's as involved in Exo Kitty because
I forgot about Exo Kitty
because that's in production right now, as is Summer I Turned Pretty, and they film Exo Kitty in Korea. So
the way that your camera is angled right now, it looks like your Barbie Funko is Rose's face. like they look connected.
I moved it out of the way so I could grab our book for next month or this month. Which, a great segue. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Stay With My Heart by Tasha Bouillon is our, oh, look at you, you're all ready too. Is our book for May. We realize it's close to the end of the month now, but it's a very short book. So if you would like to read this YA contemporary with us by one of my favorite YA contemporary authors, then here it is. It's beautiful. I'm very excited to get to it. It came out in January.
And her books read so fast. I've only read one of them, but I flew through it.
You need to read for 2.
You don't want to stop once you start.
Let me just give the description.
I don't think I know the description.
Oh, here we are. Okay, here you go. Can you stay true to your heart while living a lie?
Ooh.
Liana Sarkar lives and breathes music, hoping to follow in the footsteps of her A&R coordinator father. Maybe if she succeeds, he'll finally give her the time of day instead of drowning himself in work to distract from the grief of her mother's passing. Tragic. When Leanna accidentally sabotages an up-and-coming local band, Third Eye, she makes it her mission to steer them towards success without them discovering her role in their setback. But as she gets closer to Third Eye, especially their enigmatic leader, Skylar Moon, it becomes harder to hide the truth. With both her heart and their futures on the line, will Lana be able to undo the damage she's caused?
Ooh, good soup.
I love Tasha Bouillon for so many reasons, but I love that she's a directioner. And she's got playlists. Like, first of all, the author's note, she mentions One Direction, which we love. At least I'm pretty sure she does. Yes. She said, I've met so many of my best friends because of our shared interest in the same artist. Admittedly, mostly because of One Direction. Thank you. And at the beginning of each chapter, she puts a song. So we got Brutal, Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, that's
pretty
so
sure
fun.
Matilda, Harry Styles.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure I saw Louis Tomlinson in here too, because I know she loves Louis Tomlinson as well.
I didn't know those were in there.
She got Troye Sivan, Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Try not to like actually look at anything. Love Lies by Khalid and Armani. I believe that was in the Love Simon soundtrack.
Ooh.
Mitski, the All American Rejects, Pink Floyd, all sorts of things. I know I saw Louis Tomlinson at one point. Oh, she's also got playlists. Maybe that's where I saw.
That's fun. I like that she added that. So do you like the songs like fit the vibe of the chapter, I'm assuming?
Probably, yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah, it looks like the main character has like playlists for like different different like moods and things.
That's cool.
So that sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to read this book with you and with everybody. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So you still have got time. We've still got time to read this book before we do the live show next month. We've also planned out all the books we're reading this summer.
Oh
already.
yes, they're all gonna be so good. I'm really excited for all of them.
We've got some good summery reads, so make sure to follow us on Twitter. Should also be linked down below always, so you can be updated when we post about our books. It'll be good times, good fun, very exciting. Oh, I love Tasha Bouillon. Like, this has been on my TBR, I'm pretty sure, like almost every single month this year. Because I just keep meaning to read it and then I keep not reading it.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited that this is finally going to just make me read it. Because I don't know why I'm putting it off.
Yeah.
Okay, is that everything?
I believe so.
Perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this live show, the mess that it was. We hope you'll
very chaotic.
We hope you'll join in with us in reading Stay With My Heart. But we'll see you guys next time. Bye.